Hello everybody, and welcome back to the video on Assassin's Creed, and I saw the Gaming Sheep and AC Follower do a video on this, so I was like, you know, let's screw it, I'm jumping on the bandwagon of my thoughts on Assassin's Creed as a franchise so far. Just basically sort of summing up what I think about the game from AC1 through to Black Flag and what I'm anticipating for Unity. So what I want to ask you guys is, what's your opinion on the AC series? Do you think it's gone downhill? Do you think it's got better? When did you start playing? Did you start playing AC1, AC2 when all the hype built up? Or did you start playing with AC3 and AC4, that kind of generation of games? Yeah, we'll hop right into it. So personally, I started playing Assassin's Creed when I was 11, in 2007. I didn't get Assassin's Creed 1 on release, simply because I never got games on release, like when I was that age. I just, you know, waited for Christmas, waited for birthday until I had some money, where I could go and, you know, I could go and buy a game. So I waited till Christmas because it came out around November. So my dad was like, you know what, you can have it for Christmas. You don't have to, like, you know, there's no point in buying it now. Just wait till Christmas. And I was like, okay. So I did that and I waited till Christmas. And actually, it was Christmas when I got my 360. So I'm confused as to how I would have played it. But yeah, anyways. So it was that year, 2007, Christmas 2007. I got my Xbox 360 and I got Assassin's Creed 1. And I played it and I loved it. I thought it was such a clever, like, idea for a game. Like, I love the modern day aspect. I thought it was so mysterious and stuff. Like I'd invite friends over. We'd play different bits, and like they'd end up just going around like killing guards and stuff. You know, like you do. And I'd end up just wandering around like Abstergo, like looking through the emails, trying to crack the codes and stuff that obviously everyone had already done because it was really relatively simple. But I loved trying to do it myself, you know, crack the codes, sort out that like blood that was written on the walls and stuff. And it was quite challenging, you know, it was quite a challenging game. I still find it slightly challenging now, but obviously not as much as I did when I was 11, because obviously the game was quite difficult. But it is still to this date quite a challenging game, because it does sort of challenge your like skills. You know, it is that in that kind of way where it's like, you know what, this does challenge like how you play the game. You can change it up. You have to change it up at some points, and that's good. You need that in a game, not just spamming buttons, not just, you know, doing it the same way. You know, it's good to have variation, and that's what Assassin's Creed 1 did really well in terms of gameplay and combat. Whereas in terms of the mission structure, in terms of the story, it was extremely repetitive. The missions, like, if you didn't listen to what was going on, and you didn't pay attention to the story, it was so repetitive. The missions were just the same thing over and over again. Go to this city, eavesdrop, pickpocket, interrogate, assassinate your target. Obviously, it makes sense, and they're bringing that back with Unity, but making it far more dynamic than what made Assassin's Creed 1 so boring for a lot of critics, was that it was so repetitive, and that it didn't give enough variation with the mission structure. Like, obviously, you could approach it in whichever way you wanted, but in the structure of how many missions there were and how much variation there was in the missions, there was none. Like, it was very linear and very strict, like, especially for an open world game. So that was what kind of made it, like, not quite as good as it could have been. Obviously, then Assassin's Creed 2 came out 2 years later, like 2 years down the line. Like, I was looking for AC2, I was like, is AC2 going to come out? When are we going to see it? And when it was announced, I was like, holy mother of tits. And I had a YouTube channel at the time, and I did a little bit of coverage, a little bit of like fan-made trailers for the game and things like that. They were shite, they were absolute shite. And also, you know, the coverage I did was rubbish as well. But I like to upload the trailers, you know, getting on it and be like, yo guys, Assassin's Creed 2, it's gonna be amazing. Like, obviously I was like, how old was I, like 13, something like that. I would have been like 12, 13. And, you know, it was good, it was fun. Like, every time a new trailer came out, I was like, holy shit, a new trailer. Like, I'd watch the gameplay demos over and over again. I remember when it was E3 and they were showing off the demos, it was like, this is amazing. It was the first time I've really been hyped for a game, since I'd never really been involved in that kind of gaming thing. And that's what kind of like made me love YouTube so much, is that I could talk about the games and things like that, and I could just make videos. Obviously everyone hated them, and I hate them now. Obviously they're not even on YouTube anymore, but like, those kind of things like that really sort of makes you part of the community and makes you feel really involved. Like, when they bring out the trailers, when you have E3 and they live stream and stuff like that, it makes you feel really cool. And like, when Assassin's Creed 2 came out, I remember getting it and I remember thinking, this is like the best thing I've ever played in my life. And like, when you get to the end and it's like, holy mother of God, what just happened? And it's like, whoa, it blows your mind. I remember at the end, like, I've completed it and it was the end and like the credits were rolling, and then you start playing as Desmond and it's like, holy shit. And you go through it and everything, and then when the game finally comes to an end and you see the credits roll after they've been talking the credits for a bit and it literally ends, I was like, holy shit, I can't wait for Assassin's Creed 3. Like, that was what was in my mind. I was like, I cannot wait for Assassin's Creed 3 to come out. That is going to be insane. I wonder when we're going to see that. Then Brotherhood was announced, and I was like, oh, right, okay, that's odd. And we went back to Ezio Auditore. You know, Brotherhood was great. It was like, I see a lot of people think Brotherhood was better than AC2, but in my opinion, it wasn't. I enjoyed the vibrance of Florence, the sort of gritty dirtiness of like Venice and like Forlì, kind of like the countryside of Tuscany and Monteriggioni. I loved like that combination of all those cities with Ezio sort of building story. Like, he was building himself as an assassin. You were following him on that journey, and I do think of AC2 through Revelations as one joint game that is just outstanding, as Ezio's trilogy is the most outstanding of the series. And honestly, all the way from AC1 to Revelations, they did really suddenly improve, and it was like Brotherhood and Revelations went together perfectly. AC2 was a lovely, perfect game. And then the trailers came out for Assassin's Creed 3, and holy shit, did that game look good. You see the trailers, you think, you know what, they could make such a good game here. Like, whoa, American Revolution, pretty damn good setting, you know. You got all those battles and stuff like that. When they first showed that trailer of Connor riding in on that horse, taking out all those guards and assassinating his target, that was insane. That looked amazing. I was like, holy shit, we're going to get to do that. We didn't. And when the game came out, it wasn't as good as it was made out to be by Ubisoft and by the trailers. It really, really wasn't. I did not like it as much. And, like, it's like, with Assassin's Creed 3, it looked amazing, but it wasn't. Something about the setting was boring. The setting was really boring, and New York and Boston looked pretty much identical. The frontier was just a bunch of trees. There was nothing special about it at all. You had the boring, like, characters. Connor, for a start. I know a lot of people do like Connor, and that's fine. I personally didn't like Connor. I thought he was rubbish. He's boring. All he does, he's like, I will fight for freedom. It's like, shut up. Shut up. Just stop it. It's boring. And then he's like fighting for his people the whole time. He's like, give me Lee. It's like, how many times you have to say it? He's not going to appear. You don't have magical powers. It's not going to happen. You go find him. And like, I honestly found Haytham a much better character. Haytham was my favourite character in AC3. He really was. He was a great character. The Templars were great. Honestly, the Templars were the best characters. Connor was boring. Achilles was pretty good. Canadago was boring. Everyone from the village was pretty much boring. Samuel Adams, he was boring. Paul Revere is a fucking knobhead. Him on the back of your horse. Go this way, Connor. Turn left. I'm turning left. I'm turning left. This is exactly where we need to be. Is it now? In this field right here. In this field. This is where we need to be, is it? Is that right? No, it's not right. It's wrong. But that, you know, that was annoying. And then we see the trailers, you know, come out for Assassin's Creed 4. And I think Assassin's Creed 4 looked like it was going to be amazing. Again, it was like, holy shit, this game. And don't get me wrong, I loved AC4. I thought that game was so much fun, but it was a pirate game. It was not an Assassin's Creed game. You were not assassin until the last memory sequence, where all of a sudden Edward killed all of his targets in one go. It did not feel like it built up to anything. I did not care about killing targets, and I did not think, holy shit, yes, I got him. It was like, okay, so we killed him. Whatever. The observatory was boring. It didn't have much link to the first civilization. It was just kind of there. Like, I don't know why it was there. There was like not really many pieces of Eden. It was boring. Like, a lot of the assassin story felt boring, and like, it wasn't needed. Like, they were trying to make a pirate game, but they wanted to make an Assassin's Creed game to see how well it could sell as a pirate game. And they were like, yeah, let's just add in a bit of Assassin's Creed here and make a pirate game. And it was like, no, please don't do that. Just, we don't need that. We really don't need that. And yeah, it wasn't much fun. Liberation's there, and we're not going to talk about a pile of shit. That game, no. But yeah, that is pretty much what I'm saying. And Unity looks good. It looks promising. It looks like it's going to be amazing. But I'm not making any judgments just yet, because AC3 looked amazing, and that was a pile of wank. So we need to just keep our hopes low, very low. And then when it comes out and it is really good, it'll be even better, because we'll be like expecting something not quite as good as it is, and it'll be like, holy shit, that completely blew our expectations out of the water. We'll be like, yeah, great. Unity does look promising, and I do think it's going to be pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down in the comments below, tell me your thoughts. Smack that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new to the channel for brand new Assassin's Creed videos and stuff like that. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
The wolves kept tumbling down, raining fire from above. Great crowds charge over the hills, but these cities had enough. But if we turn and fight, does it almost feel like we will never fall? And if we unite, we can take this fight straight to their castle wall.